Hello, welcome. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but we're back for another booster pack opening video. They say it's been a while. Probably been like 5 years. I need to check. It'll be there. That's how long it's been. Um, so yeah, this is Manor at Karlov Manor. We've got the new play boosters, the best of draft and set boosters, apparently. They've got less commons but more rares, and they're draftable, but they've also got the list cards. So I haven't been to a pre-release or anything, or I haven't drafted at like an event in so long. Draft with friends, but yeah, not so much an actual draft for a long time. I just don't have time. It sucks, but such is life. So yeah, I'm gonna open this thing and I'm gonna see what I get. I'm gonna do this one just this kind of camera thing, like putting up images of the cards over here, probably. Just see how easy it is for me to edit. I'll probably try a couple of different things in the next couple of weeks. There we go. I also don't know how these are laid out. Ooh, that's very held together there. Not easy to open. Anyway, we have cards. I don't know what order they're in, but the game is afoot. And see, I thought it was cardboard, but apparently it's afoot now. Ooh, alright, alright. So, we apparently have the land at the front, and it is a very nice foil forest, like the full art kind of forest. Hang on. I have ripped directly over the chances of cards, so I feel like there's this is a cool land. I'm not going to get into it, but that's a cool land. Alright, what else we got? I'm just going to open the facing me and I can show you the lands. But yeah, I don't know where that goes. Oh, okay. I've got another foil? Hang on. Okay. So we got the foil forest. I don't know how visible it is that it's foil, but it's very nice. And we've also got the foil spotlight murder, like the monocle murder, whatever it is. Magnifying glass murder, probably. But that's very nice. That's probably getting into commander deck. Alright, well I feel like we've got rares at the front then. So let's... okay, how do I want to... Let's move these to the back. It's a learning experience. I got to figure out what everything's laid out at. So, okay, so it'll be the foils there. Let me do the rares. Okay. So starting at the commons. It's a learning experience. We got Suspicious Detonation. 4 in a row. Wow, that is not going to show up nicely. I think it's probably easier if I just put the cards up on one of the sides and I just read them like this. But we'll figure out how that goes, and maybe I'll do it differently for the next one. Who knows? Suspicious Detonation. 4 in a red for a sorcery. It costs 3 less to cast if you sacrificed an artifact this turn, such as a clue, or a treasure, or a food, or several things. Can't be countered. This includes by the ward ability. It says it right there on the card. There. It deals 4 damage to target creature. So this is built to blow up your disguise and cloak creatures, I suppose. Clearly someone wanted us to find this. It is a very suspicious detonation. I don't know how they got that fire to just kind of stick there. I blame Silverquill. Not Silverquill. What's the red-blue college? Anyway. I realize there's a Ravnica, but the open paths are open, so anything goes. Next up, we got Shock. Single red mana instant, 2 damage to any target. You know what Shock does. It's pretty good. She realized that she could not, in fact, handle the truth. Good joke, good joke. Behind the Mask. Single blue instant. As an additional cost to cast it, you may collect Evidence 6, which is exiling cards with total mana value 6 or greater from your graveyard. Until end of turn, target artifact or creature becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 4/3. If evidence was collected, it has base power and toughness 1/1 until end of turn instead. Okay. So it's a pump spell if you don't collect evidence. It's presumably a pump spell if you don't collect evidence. Or it's a shrink spell if you do collect evidence. Interesting. So I guess it's like the two modes are putting on the mask and taking off the mask. Neat. I like that. I like that. Vengeful Creeper. Oh man, 4 and a green for a 5/5 plant elemental with disguise for 5 and a green. So disguise being you play it face down as the 3/3, it has ward 2, turn it face up for its disguise cost. When Vengeful Creeper is turned face up, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. I mean, 6 mana for a disenchant isn't great, but 6 mana for a 5/5 that disenchants is just a slightly bigger Conclave Naturalists. So maybe it gets in an elemental deck. It doesn't. It's not on ETB. It's just on turning face up. I don't particularly like this for Commander, but it's interesting. Seeking intact evidence in the rubble belt is a fool's errand. Ah, yes, the wilds. Novice Inspector. I was hoping to get one of these. Single white mana for a 1/2 human detective. When it enters the battlefield, investigate. It is the Thraben Inspector's little brother, because it's a novice, but it's got the exact same stat line, and it's a detective instead of a soldier? I think it's a soldier. Anyway, it's good. It's another Thraben Inspector, and you want more Thraben Inspectors, so I'm happy. Repeat Offender. 1 and a black for a 2/1 human assassin. 2 and a black if Repeat Offender is suspected, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Otherwise, suspect it. A suspected creature has menace and can't block. Blasted sketch artist did too good of a job. Looks like it's time for me to lay low for a little while. Yeah, it seems interesting. It's expensive for a grow creature, but I don't know, suspect tribal? There's like some stuff that does menace tribal, so having a grow creature in there doesn't seem like the worst. If you got nothing else to do with your mana, but feel there's something there. I don't know if it's a good something, but there's something. Granite Witness. 2 white blue for a 3/2 artifact creature gargoyle detective with flying, vigilance, and disguise for double Azorius hybrid. And when it's turned face up, you may tap or untap target creature. So it's a detective. It's got flying and vigilance, which are 2 great keywords. And tapping things is nice. It's fine. Yeah, alright. We are now onto the uncommon. So how many commons did I actually get there? That was 7 commons. Yeah, I think it's 6 to 7 commons, like 3 to 4 uncommons, some rares and stuff. Well, our first uncommon is Case of the Gateway Express. 1 and a white for an enchantment case, case being a new enchantment subtype. When this case enters the battlefield, choose target creature you don't control. Each creature you control deals 1 damage to that creature. Alright, so it's an outnumber in white. Cool. To solve, 3 or more creatures attacked this turn, and when it's solved, creatures you control get +1/+0. So it's an anthem that also kills a thing. It's not an anthem straight away, but if you just kill a thing, you're more likely to be able to get in with 3 attackers. So, yeah. Oh yeah, solving is, if it's unsolved, you solve it at the beginning of your end step. And I think because it's intervening if, it checks at the start of the end step to see if it has happened. Then it checks when that trigger resolves to see if it's still true. Like this one, it's always going to be true if it triggers. But for some where it's like, if you control 3 or more creatures or like 5 artifacts or something like that, it would be... yeah, you could counter that kind of thing. Alright, next one is Evidence Examiner. 1 green and a blue for a 2/2 merfolk detective. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may collect evidence 4. So you can just exile stuff if you want to. Oh yeah, there's more words on the card. Whenever you collect evidence, investigate. So investigating being making a clue token. That's interesting. It's more like a payoff for having other collect evidence cards, but if you really need a clue at the beginning of combat, then you can do that. And like, there's some pretty good reasons to want clues, like just having a clue is not a bad thing to have. Is it worth exiling mana value 4 or greater from your graveyard? your results may vary. If you're not doing like reanimate stuff, then yeah, it's probably pretty good. So hang on. So beginning of combat, you may collect evidence for. They could respond to the trigger, but they and exile stuff from your graveyard. But once the ability's resolving, they can't remove the things that you would try to collect evidence for. So they can't be like, okay, you can't say, I'm going to collect evidence for, they exile the big things, you have to exile a bunch of small things. It's like, this trigger's on the stack, they have to then decide, are they going to exile the big thing, or are they going to exile, or are they not going to exile the big thing? And you don't even have to exile something if you don't want to, so. Yeah, that seems interesting. It's not free clues, but it's low-cost clues. So, not bad. Not bad. Next up we have Call a Surprise Witness. 1 and a white for a sorcery. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. You put a flying counter on it, and it's a spirit in addition to its other types. So, reanimation is good. Mana value 3 or less. There's a lot of good stuff in mana value 3 or less. What would be some good ones? Luris. It's probably a pretty good one. Has to be a creature, so you can't just like reanimate random artifacts. But yeah, Luris would be a good one. Anything with a good ETB, honestly, is what you want to get with that. Is one of the like Ranger Captain or Knight Captain of Eos, is that one of them a 3/3 or a 3 mana value? Oh, you can get the Monastery Mentor. That'd be a good hit. Yeah, I'd be alright with that. So that was our last uncommons. We got 3 uncommons. So yeah, 7 commons, 3 uncommons, and then the 4 other cards. We know the 2 foils already, so I'm going to need to figure out how I do that in the future. But, okay. So this is a fun one. It's a Niv Mizzet Guild Pact. No, not that version, the other version. It is white, blue, black, red, green for a 6/6 legendary creature dragon avatar. It's got flying, hexproof from multicolored, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, it deals X damage to any target. Target player draws X cards, and you gain X life, where X is the number of different color pairs among permanents you control that are exactly 2 colors. It's the, what is it? It's the notebook version? The detective note version? The case file version, I think is what it is. Yeah, that is kind of cool. Kind of dig that guy. It's not going to focus because it's focusing on me. I don't actually know how to get this one to autofocus, but yeah, I have too many multicolored decks already, but that's cool. Our second rare, fun, no mythics, but we get 2 rares, so you know, we're doing pretty good. Tolsimir, Midnight's Light. 2 green, white, white for a 3/2 legendary creature elf scout with lifelink. When Tolsimir Midnight's Light enters the battlefield, create Voha Fenstalker. I think it's Voha, could be wrong. A legendary 5/5 green and white wolf creature token with trample. Whenever a wolf you control attacks, if Tolsimir attacked this combat, target creature an opponent controls blocks that wolf this combat if able. So if you have multiple wolves, you can be like, I swing with this and 5 wolves. That creature blocks this wolf, that one blocks that one, that one's that one, that one's that one, that one's that one. Or you can just put them all on one wolf. Oh no, wait, you can't put them all on one wolf. If you target the same creature with multiple wolf block triggers, what do they have to block? Do they have to block one of them? Or can it be like, okay, these 2 are both saying that I have to block them if able, but I can't block both of them, so I don't have to block either of them? That seems unlikely. Interesting. Maybe I'll put an edit in here with what the actual answer is, but probably not. So, yeah, Tolsimir, Midnight's Light. Pretty cool. And then we got our fancy basic forest and our fancy... I don't know what to call this. It's the fun treatment murder. It's cool. So yeah, that was the pack. What I'm going to be doing for these, and we're going to be putting up like the list of all the cards I got with the prices, because, well, that's what Loading Ready Run does, and I like how it looks. So yeah, So I will do that, and I'll be back in just a second. Alright, I have looked up all the prices for these. You can see them. That's not the right side. I'll figure out cameras eventually. But yeah, it looks like it's about $5 to $6. I don't know if that's just because like everything's on a base level. You can see that all of them are like 35 cents. But yeah, it's always fun when the land is the most expensive card in the pack. But like, it's so cool. I'll have to see if I can get like a good view of it so you can see how iridescent it is. But it's like the isometric Ravnica, like all the shrubbery. It's just cool. It's just cool. Anyway, that is going to do it for me for this pack opening. So I'll be doing more of these in the future. I'll try like different layouts and stuff, see what kind of works well. But let me know what you thought of this first one. First one back, I guess, because it's definitely not the first pack opening I've done. But yeah, I gotta go sort these now. So see you later. Bye bye.